Hi everyone, it's Kristen Redmond, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this week, February 26th through March 5th. And this week we're kind of riding out on the energy of the solar eclipse. We're finally shaking it off and closing that doorway from the past couple of weeks of the lunar eclipse and solar eclipse energy. That's really bringing about some endings that began last year in 2016. They're finally getting kind of sewn up, and we're ready to go into the new beginnings that happen as a result. Of course, something has to pass away before we can welcome something new in, and that's exactly what this solar eclipse finally was beginning to purge. And so this week, we're in that process where the door is closed, and now we're starting to walk ahead, right? With that new moon and lunar eclipse that happened in Pisces yesterday, that was the energy about really going within and feeling what it is we want to change, right? We want to manifest what it is we want at any new moon, any month. But this moon in particular was very positive and optimistic to go deep within and manifest what it is that we want based off of what we feel inside. A lot of new moons, you can write down what it is you want to change, but this one was about going deep within because Pisces, the sign that this occurred in, is all about how we feel, how we empathically can get in touch with our spirit, with ourself, with our emotions, to go deep within that watery sign and find what it is that we feel. Pisces means I feel. So what it is, we go in there, we don't necessarily need to write down what we want. We just feel it and we send that into the universe. We can still send those rays out into the universe this week because we've already kind of subconsciously shut that door, right? And we're ready to move ahead and we're ready to say, I want to feel this new job. I want to feel the new love from this new relationship. I want to feel things change within my existing relationship. You fill in the blank. Whatever it is you want, you feel it. And this week, there's so much energy behind it to make it happen. There's a lot of interesting things that are happening just in this year in general, because we have a lot happening with this that's centralized around Venus. Venus, the planet of love and money. That is really the star player this year as Jupiter transits Libra, the sign that balances the scales, the signs that's ruled by Venus, right? This is a year of balancing those scales and the relationships that we have with ourselves, the relationships that we have with our immediate environment, organizing it, making sure that it's flowing correctly, that it's making sure that it's at our highest and best good. Also with our relationship with money and finances and how we earn our money in this world. The scales are being balanced in ways that they haven't been in 14 years this year. It's ruled by Venus, that planet of love and money. And this week, Venus goes retrograde. That only happens every couple of years. So when this happens, it's a very important energy to look at. Of course, anytime when a planet goes retrograde, the essence and the meaning of that planet also kind of goes backwards. We start to look at it in the past. What is it that we've done in the past with this energy? Okay. This one, of course, is Venus. So like I said, this is love. This is money. How we handle those things. And how we also value ourselves. It's not just about what we value on a tangible basis, right? It's how we value ourselves, our level of self-worth, how we take care of ourselves, and how much value we assess to what's really important in our lives, right? Those things we start to look at as Venus retrogrades between March 4th, which is Saturday, until tax day on 4/15. It's a 40-day cycle. And ironically, it happens to fall in that same kind of time frame as Lent, right? 40 days, where we look to the past, right? We're looking back on how we spend our money. How can we better structure that? We look to the past in our relationships. How can we better structure those? How can we better find ourselves to be happy in these areas? Because ultimately, 2017, with its focus on balancing the scales in these areas, and with the eclipses that happen this year, these powerful, powerful eclipses that we have in February and then again in August, they really focus on what makes us happy. It's the year of happiness. It's the year of feeling with our heart instead of thinking with our mind and following what truly makes us happy, because that in the long run is ultimately going to bring us the greatest joy, and it's going to bring us the greatest success as well. right? Because we're following what our heart says and not what our mind tells us we need to do. So this week, as we have Venus going retrograde, it's a wonderful time to look at those aspects in our lives, right? It's a chance to review. It's a chance to reevaluate. It's a time to reassess how we spend our money, how we save our money, how we love one another in our relationships in general. And interestingly enough, this happens every couple of years, right? And this year it lands in the sign of Aries. Aries is a very male sign, and it's all about action. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, and it's known as the initiator. Okay, it's very independent. It's very assertive. So when Venus retrogrades in this sign, we start to look at how do I actually assert myself in these relationships, right? Am I too assertive? Am I too passive? Am I not standing up for myself enough? Should I be doing that? This is what the retrograde is going to have us looking at, how we handle these things. How are we too overly independent in these relationships? Or are we too clingy in these relationships and we need to learn to be a little bit more self-sufficient, self-reliant, independent, loving ourselves more, right? Because that's what Venus ultimately does, is brings the energy of love. But it's also about new beginnings, okay? Long and short of it, okay, as Venus retrogrades in this Aries, we're focused mostly on the new beginnings, no matter what it is. So ultimately, when this 40 days is done, you are going to come out of it with a breath of fresh air, like you're stepping outside, right? Out of this doorway, like I said, with the solar eclipse. You open that doorway up into the springtime and you take that deep breath of fresh air, and you're going to know exactly what needs to be done in these areas to make things happen. So, shadow side to Venus retrograde. Okay. One of the things they say is it's a terrible time to get married. Okay, horrible, terrible time. Do not get married in this time frame because it's ultimately going to come back, right? If you have the planet of love going backwards, just imagine what type of energy that's going to imprint on any union that you have. Not just with marriage, okay? We're not, or, weddings in particular, but also with loans. Don't be signing a loan for a new house. Don't try to do anything along those lines, because ultimately that's going to come back as well and not work very good either, right? We don't want to be taking out any loans. And they also say it's not a good time to take elective cosmetic surgery, anything where you're trying to beautify yourself. Not a good time to do it, okay? Because ultimately it's going to kind of backfire and not work out the way you hoped, I guess, because it's retrograde. Things go backwards, right? So keep that in mind as we do the Venus retrograde. One other thing to keep in mind as well, too, is that this year, like I said, with it being the Venus retrograde and the year of Venus, the year of love, the year of money, I see a lot of karmic relationships coming to the surface. I see in this time frame of Venus retrograde that you may find that somebody from your past comes back, right? Ready for a second chance. This relationship is ready for a second chance. You're going to know intuitively if that's a good thing or not. This retrograde will make it very obvious what you need to do. But it's also going to help you to realize that either of you have grown, right? Both people may have grown now to a point where that relationship can be successful. Or maybe you're realizing that both people aren't grown enough and you need to separate and you need to do your own thing. This can also be karmic relationships that are coming back as well. Somebody from a past life coming back in, and you're ready to fix some karma and move forward in a positive light that you haven't been able to before. This is the year of interesting and unexpected things, okay? You never know, because we've got Jupiter and Uranus that throughout this year, Uranus brings us unexpected things, and Jupiter brings us luck and expansion, but it magnifies things. So it's magnifying these unexpected experiences off and on throughout this year. And it's going to be happening again this week. When does it happen? It happens on Thursday the 2nd, okay? Uranus and Jupiter are going to be doing that opposition with one another. Now, this is a wonderful time for new ideas to come through. It's like you get these brilliant flashes of insight of how to break free from old patterns and structures of the past. Like, you know exactly what you want to do to make it happen, right? And it's a wonderful energy too, because it's about new ideas, new freedoms, new things to get these things done, especially with all this energy this week underlying with relationships or money. Fantastic time frame to do that. And this energy, like I said, is going to be kind of bobbing back and forth throughout this year as the retrograde cycles happen between those two planets of Jupiter and Uranus as well. Unexpected things. You never know what it's going to bring. But whatever it is, Jupiter will expand you beyond the boundaries that you're in now. No matter what, even though this thing may come out of nowhere, out of the blue, know that it's for the best, okay? Because ultimately Jupiter is the most beneficial and lucky of the planets, and when it touches you, it's going to bring you something much better than you ever dreamed. Okay? Trust in the universe. You know, we've got so much of that energy going on anyway, because we're in Pisces now. The sun transited into Pisces. Remember, we talked about that a little bit ago. It's about feeling. It's about spirituality. It's about our direct connection with God and the faith that we have in God that we will always be provided for. And this week, there's so much energy happening in that Piscean energy. Of those connections. We have the sun. That Pisces sun is aligning with the ruler of Pisces, Neptune. This happens once a year. They're going to be conjunct, okay? And that happens on Wednesday the 1st. And this is a day where we really shine a light, right? We've got that sun shining a light on our dreams, helping us to dream bigger, helping us to really feel what it is we want to expand in this lifetime. Right? We get in touch with our emotions too. So this may be a bit of an emotional day for some, but know that these emotions are leading you to wonderful, new, brilliant ideas. It's a chance for us to get in touch massively with our spiritual side as well. Good day for meditating and thinking on those things and sending our gratitude to God and to the universe for all the blessings that we have and the blessings to come. Feel those blessings. Whatever it is you want, feel them, and more will come. Wonderful, peaceful day. Good day of quiet contemplation, they say on Wednesday the 1st. For sure. And then we also have Mercury at the end of the week on Saturday that's going to be aligning with that sun. So the sun passes over Neptune, and we've had a chance to really get in touch with our feelings and our spiritual side and all of that wonderful stuff from earlier in the week, our dreams. And then Mercury aligns with that sun on Saturday, and Mercury is the planet of thought. Okay, and it's really cool because this is also a once a year happening that happens in Pisces, and this one's actually known as a superior conjunction between these two planets. And what happens in a superior conjunction is that Mercury is at its farthest point away from the Earth. Now, in astrology, when we talk about the Earth, we kind of talk about us, like our physical body, okay? So to have the planet of thought, Mercury, and its farthest point away from the Earth, it just kind of goes into that idea, like I was just talking about, how our mind is going to be a little bit separated from the body, and that's kind of where the focus needs to be. That's where that Pisces sun is shining the light, trusting in the spirit, as opposed to what the mind is saying. That's the underlying current of this year. So this year, this week, we've got so much of that energy to really feel and trust and believe in those dreams and intuitions and feelings that you're getting throughout the week about how to change things, bring things, and ultimately, wonderful, wonderful things happen as a result. So keep in that vein. Now, let's talk about one of the negative things that we got going on this week, okay? Last week, at the end of the week, we started having this energy. Remember, we talked about Uranus. That's the planet that brings us unexpected things. Mars, the planet of aggression, and all of that stuff that Aries is that I talked about, where it's the new beginnings, and it can bring impulsive actions. It can bring the sense of, I need to be independent, and I need to assert myself to do it. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars aligned with that unexpected planet Uranus on Sunday, right? And that energy carries throughout this week as Mars transits through there, and it kind of creates a bit of a struggle, all right? A lot of impulsive actions that can happen because we have this feeling that we need to free ourselves and to liberate ourselves from certain chains that hold us back, right? And so we just got to be a little bit careful this week, because there may be some super impulsive actions that happen as a result. You push through those things, and that causes accidents, that causes speeding tickets, that causes us to hurt ourselves or injure others, or injure other areas, such as maybe a job or a relationship, or you name it. Okay, just make sure you kind of slow down and know that this weekend, that Mars is going to be making a fantastic connection with Saturn, okay? Saturn's the planet that kind of stabilizes Mars. It kind of brings it down to reality. It's the teacher. It's the father of the astrology wheel. And so Saturn's going to kind of rein Mars in by the end of the week. So know that it's good to feel these energies of restlessness that come up as Mars and Uranus kind of do their thing behind the scenes, kind of pushing us to free ourselves. Look at it like that. Feel that push. Feel that drive to want to let go, but don't necessarily act on it, okay? Trust that if you hold out throughout the week and follow that intuition that the Piscese Sun and the beautiful Pisces energy that's around us is trying to bring you, all those hints and signs and dreams that are trying to bring you, follow those instead of acting on them now. And then this weekend, as Saturn and Mars align, you know that you're going to be able to have a little bit more of a chance to really stick with whatever these changes are you want to do, and know that it's going to be a little bit more productive. Because when these two planets align, you have hard work and you have the ability to follow structures and rules and under a good, level, stable circumstance, and that's ultimately going to equal better success in the long run. So that is all of the astrological aspects we have going on up in there this weekend and this week. Let's see what angels are around us. Okay, let's do our reading for the week and kind of pull it all together and see what other energy they want us to keep in mind this week as we go into this Venus retrograde I've been talking about all year. So let's see what we got. Oh, is it you? Nope. Is it this one? I can feel it. Oh, what a good one. How exciting. I like this. Oh, and it's so interesting, too, because my third eye is about to explode out of my head. Okay, so this here is called a peacock ore, all right? It literally has this, like, oil slicky, gasoline kind of, you can't even see it on there. It's a super iridescent multitude of colors, okay, radiating the essence of the rainbow. All of the energies and essences of the rainbow. I see that as all the chakras, getting ourselves in line, getting our energetic field cleared out, especially after we leave this energy of the solar eclipse where we purge things that we don't need. This week, let's focus on clearing out our energy centers, of course. But this stone in particular is by far one of the best for opening the third eye, right? And that third eye helps us to see things behind the scenes that we don't. This Pisces energy this week is going to help us to see that, whether it's waking and we have visions or it's sleeping and we have dreams. Third eye helps us to see things a little bit clearer and to get back into that subconscious and kind of dump what it doesn't need and to see even back into the past, right? Way back into the past, karmic lives into the past, kind of make sense of the way things are. So I don't see, well, you know what it probably is. Archangel Raziel, he is the angel of the rainbow. He is the angel of Leo, and these eclipses this year are in Leo, helping us to strive for happiness and focus on what we feel as opposed to what we think to make the changes in our life, following our heart. So I am going to do this guy 5 more times and ask for Archangel Raziel, the angel of dreams, the one who helps us to recognize them and who helps us to magically manifest what it is we want in our lives. We are going to have him as the ruler of the 5th house and the zodiac wheel of Leo. What information he wants us to keep in mind this week. Oh, I feel so strong about it, and it's making me happy. Happy. Isn't that interesting? What you got to say, Raziel? Okay. He says stop procrastinating, by golly. And interestingly enough, the 7 of Cups, it's a water card, of course, obviously 7 is water. But it focuses on the 7 chakras, right? Oh, sorry. Oh, geez. Send that card flying. Okay. Each one of these is one of the chakras, right? The 7 energy centers that help us to release the toxic energy that gets built up in all of these areas that hold us back from having the confidence we need, that keep us addicted in certain substances, that keep us scared because we're not grounded in reality and we may not have the finances or resources we need to move forward. Things that block our heart center from being able to love, things that block our throat center from being able to speak our truth, block that third eye so we don't see the reality behind the scenes, and follow our intuition, and of course the crown chakra as well, to receive that wisdom from the universal love of God and guidance. Week of clearing them out, and I guess they're really saying this too, but this is a card about knowing that you've got quite a decision ahead, okay? And There's a lot of choices out there. It's almost like there's so many choices and there's so much to handle at once that it's almost easier to stay in stagnation and do nothing as opposed to making a decision because you've got so much to choose from. This card says don't procrastinate, okay? This card says listen to your intuition, clear out these centers, and know that that guidance is coming to you. Especially that third eye. They're really trying to bring it through in these dreams this week. Long and short of it, it says this is the week for research, but afterwards we're going to want to start acting on these things. What's more energy we got behind it? Putting one step ahead. That's what I feel like it is. This week, don't take a big old leap, but take a little step to get going in the right direction so you don't stay stagnated. That's what I feel. I need to do this 7 times. 4, 5, 6, a little bit more energy. Oh, that didn't work out very good. And 7. I'm going to do it one more time. Rejection. What does that mean? I don't think that's right. Hold on. I'm going to do this 7 more times. Sorry, everybody. We're going to do this so we get it right. 1, 2. Pull a little bit more information on what it is they want us to think about in this week before we take massive steps. A complex decision that needs to be made. I think some choices are going to come up this week. And what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it you want us to keep in mind in that process as we open that third eye? Raziel. Listen to you in our dreams and in our waking state to get the guidance we need. 2 more times. Sorry, y'all. You're so patient with me. Archangel Raziel, let us know. Isn't that something? Instinct. Following our instincts. Isn't that something? And that is so true here. Okay, that's exactly what we want to do this week, right? We are following what it is internally needs to be done. We're not acting. We're not coming from a place of selfishness. We're not coming out of a place of impulsiveness. We are going to follow our instincts. We're going to listen to ourselves. We're going to clear our centers. And we're going to know what needs to be done in whatever this decision is that needs to be made. Okay, I see lots of them on various levels for lots of people, whether it's a job, whether it's deciding that, yes, I'm leaving this relationship. Yes, I'm going to buy this new house. Yes, I'm going to do whatever it is I need to do, following these instincts and opening that third eye. And the Pisces energy will help you to do so. This, my friend, is quite an interesting week. So let's follow that energy and know and trust in that spiritual guidance that surrounds us, especially Archangel Raziel, the angel of the rainbow that cleanses and clears our centers and brings us the ability to magically manifest anything we want. So, everybody, have a wonderful week and thank you for watching. Bye.